Hello, friends. How are we doing? It's been a bit. By a bit, I mean like 24 hours-ish. Hi, Anna. Hi, Noelle. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Wild. And I see some other folks hanging out. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Moses. I would have been over here earlier, but Percy just got a little bit sick. I think he may have drank a little water that had some leftover hair dye in it from my sink. He's fine, though. I'm keeping an eye on him, but he seems to be okay. Just probably didn't sit well in his little tummy. If only he wouldn't drink out of the sink! My cat's really weird. He just... Ugh. I have to keep the sink slightly filled because otherwise he will do something else in it because he's terrible. So instead, if it's filled, he drinks out of it. This cat is the worst. But he should be alright. Yeah, I just wish he would drink out of, like, his water dish instead of literally any other vessel that could possibly contain liquid. I don't think hair dye works from the inside out, unfortunately. Alright, let's see here. We are still on Kyoto Winds, but I think we're probably going to end up finishing that tonight. I don't imagine we have that much left. Yeah, exactly. Like we blasted through quite a few chapters. We're on chapter 4, so we pretty much have like a chapter and whatever is chapter 5 to do. But it's possible they may have, like, I don't know, loaded up the back half of this one with Sanan content. I'm really not sure what to expect, to be quite honest. Because there's that considerable amount of dissonance that they can't. I don't think they could use the a lot of the common route or other route scenes of him, because, like, it wouldn't make sense because he's, like, hyper creepy, and yeah, you know what I'm getting at. It would be weird. I feel like maybe this is the point at which we're diverging into new content, I hope. Maybe. We'll see. Hello, Angie, and welcome, Rock. Yes, indeed. There will definitely be puns with Rock here to cover us. So that's a thing. And I guess we kind of have a game. Something like that. All right. I think we should just get on with it and do the thing. Shall we proceed? Let's play this heckin' game. Of course, I have to remind it where the game is. Hold on. There we go. All better. Have you supported your sad scientist today? right, here we go. Let's see where we left off. Oh, right. We'll see if it lets us skip this content or not, because I don't remember if this is the same. It is! Alright. Yay. The shogunate's cleaning house. Oh, right. This is where we meet Sen! So, you know, we defend a lady and suck at it, so Saito defends us. And then she yells at us, and we feel bad about ourselves. But it's okay, she's cute, she runs off, and we go back to patrol. And then we teach these boys how to make some fucking tea. And then Nagakura shows up and takes them off to training, and it's terrible and frightening. Politics, politics, also politics, and I guess there were some politics. Yes, I love the two pages. I can't wait to do Soma's route. He seems like a very good boy. I think he's gonna fall into that same category of extremely earnest and just good, sort of like Saito actually ends up being once you get past the icy exterior. All right, let's see. We are worried about... Oh, Lita, thank you! 2 months. Also, hi, welcome. And enjoy your hypescape for yet another month. We are worried about the Furies. We're worried about the Furies. That's what we're worried about. This is that stuff about the notice board at the Sanjo Ohashi Bridge. We stay home and we're sad, I think. Ah, yes. Oh, okay. I guess they're keeping this creepy scene after all. That's fine.
Almost as if on cue, the door slid open and Sanan stepped through. Oh, hello, Sanan. Can I help you?
こんばんは。今日は港島原へ出かけなかったのですか?
Yeah, get the counter going.
Yes, I'm not that great with drinking parties, so...
なるほど。
Lauren can sing, as I speak for her, even though she's probably asleep right now. She's like literally a professional singer, so.
Sanan nodded in understanding and his eyes beamed with color as he gazed at me. The cold full moon was visible, and maybe it was because of the nighttime. But Sanan's eyes possessed a tint of danger. Sanan?
君はどう思っていますか? 例の薬、落ち水のこと。
Yeah, beamed with color sure is a descriptive phrase that kind of means nothing.
What do you mean?
あの薬は素晴らしいと、そう思いませんか? 私が左腕を負傷し、薬を飲むことになったのも、すべてはこの薬をさらに完璧なものへと改良せしめるためだった。そう思えてならないのです。
Sanan's words slithered creepily, and I couldn't bring myself to stop staring at the floor to hide from his line of sight. His expression was so unfamiliar and nefarious, almost as if he was being possessed by something.
どうしたのです？私の言葉を肯定してくれないのですか？
Cause you being creepy?
あの素晴らしい薬をこの新選組に持ち込んだ行動さんの娘の君が。
It was obvious that Sanan was not acting as his usual self.
なぜ何も言わないのです？もしや君も松本先生と同じように薬の実験をやめさせようなどと思っているのではないでしょうね。
I just remembered I have some chores that need doing, so I'll be... Just as I was on my way out.
待ちなさい。
Eek! Help!
He roughly grabbed onto my wrists and yanked me. I pulled against his grip, but he was far too strong for me to overcome. Please stop! The horrible twitching madness in his eyes was too much for me, and I screamed.
女の子の手首を掴んで何してるんですか、三男さん。
It's been a while since we did a route that had us staying behind for this. I'm trying to remember if that scene was a little different. I feel like it was. Maybe a little? I don't know. Anyway, maybe I'm just misremembering.
彼女、怖がってるみたいですよ。
意見を求めていただけですよ。少々熱が入りすぎましたが。
Yeah, it could just be that being on his route after the last interaction we'd had with him just colors this one very differently.
Yum soup. On the other side of his glasses, Sanan's eyes returned to normal. The glint of madness was gone. While I felt relieved, Sanan had walked off as the others were walking in. As I watched him walk off, I looked back at Okita and the men. It's good to see you back. You're a little earlier than I expected, though. I was expecting you guys to come way later.
佐野さんと新八さんは朝まで帰ってこねえと思うぜ。さすがに俺は体力が持たなさそうなんで途中で抜けてきたけどさ。
It's only the three of you then? What's the matter?
土方さんは住谷にいた君菊って芸妓さんに気に入られたみたいだぜ。宴会の最中ずっと隣にくっつかれてたからな。
Kimi Giku?
ああ、すっげえ綺麗な人だったぜ。
そんなに綺麗だったっけ？
Soji, buddy.
綺麗だったって。つうかあんな高そうな人呼んじまった佐野さんの懐が心配だよ。
そう、僕、女の人の良し悪しってよくわからないな。
Is it okay if we claim Soji for the ace crowd? Just saying.
One of Kyoto's geiki, huh? She was probably just as beautiful as Heisuke said. They must have made a beautiful couple.
Ace or too gay for this. Right? He's really just too interested in murder. I don't know what that would be, really. And yeah, the movies like super skip, like they fast forward through a ton of content. So yeah, Soji and murder, that's the OTP. So this content is the same as it is in the Hijikata route. So maybe that's what this whole scene is the same as, is my guess.
I gazed down at myself, small, plain, and dressed like a boy. Suddenly, I felt very sad.
どうかしたのか暗い顔をしているようだが
Oh, no, it's nothing.
疲れているようだなそろそろ我々は出た方が良さそうだそれではな雪村ゆっくり休め
Saito. I will. Thank you. Saito must have been looking out for me. As Heisuke began to leave my room, something brought him to an abrupt halt and he turned to me.
まあ、Sananさんの様子、近頃ますますおかしくなってねえか。
Just a little.
The two were silent, restrained by mixed emotions. Eventually, they both left the room.
And I can't read the screen because Percy is here. Settle down, my son. Thank you.
Even the captains who were with the Shinsengumi since Edo were beginning to grow suspicious of Sanan. I wonder what's going to happen from now on. After that, the rest of the warriors who'd gone to Shimabara returned, and they told me in great detail about the Sanjo notice board incident, but out of everything I'd heard, there was one thing in particular that caught my attention. They told me that when Harada and his men had been attacked at Sanjo Ohashi, one of them had seen someone who looked a lot like me. This strange person had tried to impede the Shinsengumi and sided with the vandals from the Tosa domain. I hadn't left the temple, of course, and even if I had been at Sanjo Ohashi, I would never have tried to get in the Shinsengumi's way. But if it wasn't me, then who? What could it mean? This news only fed the anxiety that had been slowly building within me.
Let's see if we have skippable stuff. Yep, we do. What's up, Kondo? Our two dads talk about things. Political stuff. On to chapter 4. We're talking to Okita about things. I think we're gonna end up seeing Kaoru again. Yep. We run off to go question her. And Okita's like, nah, bitch. We get yelled at, he coughs his lungs out, we worry about him. He deflects and yells at us for running off alone with Kaoru, because that was definitely dangerous and stupid. And now we're sad about it, I guess. And this is where a fury attacks us. Yikes. Ow. That's okay, though. Dad's here to save us. And these guys are also here to save us. And it's over. However...
まったくこんな夜中に何の騒ぎですの？
伊藤さん。
Ito rubbed his still sleepy eyes, stepped into the room, and froze.
何なのですかこれは。
Oops, they did a fucking murder.
そこの大使には見覚えがありますわ。確か大気違反で切腹させたはずでは。それにこの血、あなた方の仕業ですの？
伊藤さん、違うんだ。これはさ。
何が違うのですか？
You're not too far off, Thunder Dragon. This is Hakuoki, which is set in the exact same time period as Peacemaker Kurogane and using some of the same historical characters. So we're hanging out with the Shinsengumi and trying to date one of them.
幹部総出で寄ってたかって大使をなぶり殺しにするなんて。誰か説明なさい。一体何があったんです？
Ito was fuming and screaming.
皆さん申し訳ありません。私の不注意が原因です。
Sanan? Seeing Sanan, Ito's eyes grew wide.
三男さん？なぜ亡くなったはずのあなたがここに？
The captains fell silent. Eventually,
これ以上隠し通すこともできねえか。雪村、お前は席を外してろ。今夜は俺の部屋を使って構わねえ。
yes, boss. I know me being here won't do anything, but I wonder if they'll be all right. Would they be able to explain the situation enough to Ito so that he wouldn't freak out? There was so much to worry about, but Hijikata looked at me sternly.
聞こえねえのか。席を外せって言ったんだ。
Okay. I was worried, but I knew there was nothing else I could do. So I left the room.
Yeah, we don't want to surprise Ito with the fact that we also don't, you know, bleed normally.
Is it morning already? The birds chirping woke me up. I shot up, thrown off initially because the ceiling was unfamiliar to me. I remembered that Hijikata had told me to stay in his room for the night. And at the same time, the events of last night were beginning to flood into my mind. The warrior who'd gone mad. The pain of the blade slicing my arm. I touched my right arm wrapped in bandages. I couldn't feel a throbbing pain anymore, so I took off my bandage to see my injury. Of course it's healed. What had been an ugly open wound the night before was now little more than a faint white line. In a few days, even that would be gone. I wouldn't need any bandages anymore, but... well, I guess it's good that the wound is gone. But if anyone sees this... I wrapped myself back up again. It'll be inconvenient to wear, but... I'm going to pretend to still have this injury. I wonder what everyone is doing. I decided I'd head to the common room to see what's going on.
あら、 あなたは
Ito, Miki, and Saito and Heisuke. What are you guys doing so early in the morning?
そりゃあれだけのことがあった後、のんびり寝ていられるほど無神経ではありませんわ。雪村くん、怪我をしていたでしょ。傷の様子はどうなのかしら。
Yup, it's sad times. And I will say, for as much as we freaking hate Ito just as a general concept, I do appreciate the fact that he's actually never really particularly mean to Chizuru. It's like the one good point he has. He's usually very courteous to her, which is interesting.
Well, it's not that bad.
そう、それは何よりですわね。
Huh? His mood was almost the polar opposite of the previous night. He seemed now to be in rather high spirits. Ito? Has something happened?
知りたい？
Yes?
教えてあげない。ま、だいたい想像はついてるかもしれないけど。ねえ、東堂くん、斉藤くん。
What? I cocked an eyebrow at Heisuke and Saito.
Yeah, exactly. Like, his response is pretty reasonable in all honesty.
まあな。
The moment our eyes met, he looked away. That seemed odd. Saito?
今は知る必要はないということだ。
Unlike his companion, Saito met my gaze straight on, but his eyes were flat and utterly devoid of any emotion. It was as if he put up a wall.
なんだ、別れの挨拶にしちゃちとそっけなさすぎないか。それとも実はこんなところからはさっさと出ていきたいってのが本音なのか。
Take your fashion and your great hair and get the fuck out, Miki.
Get out of here?
サブロー、余計なことは言わなくてもよろしくてよ。それでは、私たちはもう行きますわ。雪村くん、ごきげんよう。
それではな、雪村。
またな。
And then they were gone, leaving me wondering what had just happened.
おや、雪村くん。もう起きてて大丈夫なのかい？
I'm fine. I slept really well and I feel a lot better. And my wound doesn't seem to be as deep as it looked.
それは良かった。しかし、災難でしたね。
It's all right. Anyways, I ran into Ito on my way here. He was acting very peculiar. Did something happen? Inoue and Shimada looked at one another, both wearing troubled expressions.
そうか、あったのかい。
Yeah, we did.
Both Ito and Miki were behaving rather strangely. And Heisuke and Saito were acting kind of strangely too. I was starting to feel concerned looking at the two of them for an answer. After some thought, Shimada opened up.
実はですね、伊藤さんたちはここを出ていくことになったんです。
What? Leave?
新しく隊を立てることにしたらしい。新選組とは別にね。
Is that okay?
近藤局長と土方副長が伊藤さんと話し合って決めたということです。
ご両英字ですと？
いかにも。 この糸同志と共にここを出て孝明天皇の御領絵辞を拝命する所存ですわ。
That is frequently the reaction to Hakuoki Thunder Dragon. There are many things here that you don't expect in a romance game. Quite a lot of sword fighting. And Oni and vampires made by science, basically.
まあ以前から考えていたことではあるのですけど、あんな場面を見せられた以上、これ以上一緒にやっていくのは難しいと思いまして。
Hard agree. You can't call it a romance if you don't have a bunch of sword fighting, if you ask me.
もともと私は尊王攘夷の志を持って新選組に協力していたつもりですけれど、あなたたちとはどうにも水が合わないようですし。
くだらねえへりくつはいい。伊藤さん、あんた要するに太陽を割ろうって言うんだろう。
3年にもわたってこの私をたばかってらしたのはどちらでしたかしら。
Ouch. But he has a point.
まあ、伊藤さんがそこまでおっしゃるのであれば仕方がありません。だがご説明したように、こたびの一件の発端は幕府からの密命なのです。もし外に漏らされては我々としても黙っているわけにはいきません。
This is made even worse when you consider that Kondo and Hijikata are really just dealing with the fallout of bullshit that Serizawa got them mixed up in before they fucking assassinated him. That's unfortunate.
そこは取引というものですわ。あなたたちは我々に口をつぐんでいてほしいご様子ですし、私たちは黙ってここを出ていきたい。ですから出るにあたって大使を分けていただきたいと申し上げているだけですわ。
わかりました。ですが連れて行くからには本人の承諾をお願いします。
それはもちろんです。表向きは協力関係にあるという形を取らせていただきますし、その方がお互いにとっても都合がよろしいのではないかしら。
ということだそうだ。トシ、これでいいか？
Yeah, that is absolutely correct, and honestly, fairly historically correct. Serizawa was a person.
近藤さんがそう決めたなら、俺はもう何も言わねえよ。
Then, Heisuke and Saito.
伊藤さんについていくそうだよ。驚いたね。伊藤さんと昔からの知り合いだった東堂君はともかく、斉藤君はそんな様子は全くなかったのに。
No. Then, would that mean I could never see them again?
心配することはないよ、雪村君。言っただろう？これは友好的な関係を前提とした分離だ。
I know, it's so adorable. Kondo. It was kind of him to try and comfort me, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something terrible was going to befall the Shinsengumi and its members.
そうは言っても、今後はエジと新選組大使との交流は禁止するつもりなんだろう。
当然だ。これ以上あいつらの好き勝手にさせるつもりはねえから。
But is this really okay? Ito and the others leaving, I mean.
伊藤派の奴らが抜けたところで困ることはねえよ。ま、平助と斎藤も一緒だっていうのは 少しばかり計算外だったかな。
Tell us how you really feel about Ito, Hijikata.
まあな、彼らの期待に応えられなかった我々の落ち度でもあるが。
From there, the conversation moved to a discussion of politics that was beyond my ability to follow. And what could I have said anyway? The decision had been made, and there was nothing I could have said to change it. I got up quietly and left the common room. I never thought something like this could happen. I looked up to the sky, watching the clouds form in streaks above me, and then lowered my gaze. It seemed like just yesterday that we were all living our normal lives at the compounds. Then all of a sudden we've arrived at today, helpless as our troops split amongst themselves. I couldn't wrap my head around it. However, even with all my confusion, I was especially worried about something that I need to check the walkthrough for. Apparently it's the soldiers. What about the feelings of those who were being left behind? I wanted to know how the people in the Shinsengumi felt about Ito and his followers leaving.
Oh, we finally get to choose a new response this time.
I decided to ask. I waited for night to come and I snuck out of my room. It was a risk, but I could only speak with this person about Ito during the hours of the night. I crept slowly into the depths of the compounds through a dark hallway.
こんな夜更けにどうしました？眠れないのですか？
Oh, hey, what's up? Hope you're feeling less crazy today, Sanan.
Oh, Sanan.
昨晩は私の隊の者がご迷惑をかけましたね。怪我は大丈夫ですか？
Yes, it wasn't anything serious, so don't worry. I'm fine.
そうですか。それはよかった。もしや、そのことで何かあったのですか？
No, it's something different. I wanted to ask you about something.
わざわざ会いに来てくれたようですし、私に答えられることなら何でもどうぞ。
I think you knew Ito very well. I wanted to know how you felt about Ito leaving, as well as Saito and Heisuke leaving with him.
伊藤さんの脱退については、皆さんあまりよく思っていないでしょうね。ですが、皆さんが言うような悪い面ばかりではありません。尊王攘夷側にとって、新選組は完全に幕府側の組織とみなされていますからね。彼らの情報を得るのはなかなか難しくなっています。その点、伊藤さんが新たに作る朝廷のために働く組織は敵側から見れば接触しやすい。そこから得られた情報が今度は新選組に伝えられるということになるのでしょう。伊藤さんの別隊の発足はそのような狙いもあるはず。近藤さんも土方君もそれを分かっているから黙認しているんです。
I had no idea that these reasons led to Ito leaving, as well as Saito and Heisuke leaving.
その伊藤さんですが、毒を扱うつもりのはずが、自ら毒を飲まなければいいのですがね。
I wonder what he means by that. Maybe there's more happening than Sanan is letting on. So, are you saying that Saito and Heisuke know anything about that?
いいえ、そこまでは知らされていないでしょう。こんな時代ですからね。彼らも自分のことを試してみたくなったのではないでしょうか。ですが、彼らが最後に帰ってくるのはここだと思いますよ。
Really? Did Sanan seriously think they'd come back? Yes, I hope so as well.
彼らを信じているんですね。
I do, but I have faith in everyone. Even you, Sanan.
こんな私のことも信じてくれるとは。
Oh ho 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 ho.
あまり大人を信用してはいけませんよ。
Huh? What do you mean?
冗談です。
It felt like I was meeting the Sanan I'd met for the first time years ago. I became warm thinking about it.
聞きたいことはもういいですか？
Oh, yes. Thank you.
いいえ。さあ、他の人に見つかる前に部屋にお戻りなさい。
Sanan ended the conversation curtly, bowing and turning to disappear into the darkness. I'm glad we were able to speak. I think I'll sleep soundly tonight.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how they're gonna balance those, or explain them if that's what it takes. Do skippy skippy skippy. Yes. We head out. We find out, oh noes, we are an Oni, and Sen wants to take us away where it's safe, because otherwise Kazuma's gonna show up and kidnap us again, etc., etc. Blah, blah, blah. We don't want to go. They don't want us to go. Sen's a little distraught about that. We're gonna have a conversation about it with her in a minute. Etc., etc. Kondo's like, what do you want to do, actually? And is literally the only person who asked that. So we have our little conversation with Sen. She's like, is it one of the boys? Is that why you didn't want to leave? Teehee. And we're like, yeah, pretty much. Yes. And she's like, oh, okay, that's cool then. And we're just like, wow, it's so weird. We are an Oni, gosh. And then fighting. And I need to check the walkthrough. Yeah, Sen ships it no matter what the ship is. Okay. Looks like we might have some new material here, so we will go through this scene. Okay. We're gonna stay. My walkthrough. We stay in the room.
All right. I'll stay here, so please help everyone else, Shimada. Although I'd only encountered them a few times, I knew just how powerful demons could be. I was sure the more Shinsengumi men there were, the chances of their survival were better.
いえ、俺は君を護衛するよう命じられてきました。
Just then, the sounds of blades clanging against one another rang outside the room.
君は部屋に隠れていてください。俺が様子を見てきます。
Okay.
Okay, please be careful.
Shimada is a good sub-dad. So much better than our giant air quotes real dad.
Shimada grabbed his sword's hilt on his hip, but immediately after... Shimada! I ran to the door to see what had happened to him. What should I do?
We're gonna run the fuck away, is what we're gonna do. But first we're gonna save, because I don't think we've done that this entire playthrough so far. Whoop. Alright. Run!
If I remain here, I was sure that I would be caught. So I decided to run away from the room. My ear caught onto the chaos out front. I went running to the other side of the compounds. When I'd arrived at the inner yard... Eek! You!
Oh hey, finally a new terminology thing.
Why does he mumble so much?
I really super wish that they'd let you adjust the individual volume, because Nagakura's too fucking loud all the time and Kazuma's too quiet. Although, of note, this is like the only route so far where the choice has led to him talking to us before he decides to just grab us, so that's an improvement.
What should I do?
Ho ho ho! It's not the response we would think.
I won't go with you! I unsheathed my kodachi, holding it a tad unsteadily in my hands, and assumed a stance. Well...
彼女では無理かもしれませんね。ですが、私なら叶うと思います。
At least we tried.
Sanan emerged from the shadows and he placed himself between Kazuma and me.
貴様、まがいものの分際で俺にかなうと思っているのか。
それはやってみなくてはわかりませんが。
Yeah, I mean, at least we, like, unsheathed our sword and we were ready to heck and fight him, so that's cool.
一つ訂正させてください。私はまがいものではなく羅刹です。この羅刹の力、あなたのその身で味わっていただきます。
Yo, that was quite a yell.
Sanan had struck Kazuma, but before I could even blink, Kazuma drew his sword and parried the jab.
この力、ただの人間とは違うようだ。だがそれだけだ。まがいものという本当の意味を教えてやる。どうあがいても本物の鬼にはかなわぬ偽物であるということをな。
The exchange of glimmering slashes moved at a pace faster than my eyesight could follow. All I could make out was the faint reflection of light on their blades from the moonlight. To me, they appeared to be, dare I say, almost equal in strength. But for a moment, it seemed as though Sanan had trouble with Kazuma's flurry of attacks. After stepping back, I'd realized that Sanan was covered in bloody cuts and gashes across his body. Sanan!
これくらい大丈夫です。私を信じてください。
This was a testament to the power of the Furies. Sanan's open wounds were healing instantly. As Kazuma was watching, he tightened his lips.
この忌々しいまがいものの末路を見ているがいい。
At least we can hear him now that he's yelling.
What should I do?
Yeah. The correct option here is apparently to trust Sanan, although I'm really curious to see what the stop Kazuma option would be.
I trust you, Sanan.
ありがとう、雪村君。私は再び刀を握るために羅刹となったのです。
Cool. Do a protect. That's why you're here, right?
その力、今ここで存分に発揮しましょう。この羅刹の力をまがいものと呼んだことを後悔するがいい。
Oh, damn. Well, that's a CG.
まがいものは所詮まがいもの。偽物らしく刀の錆になれ。
鬼といえどもそう簡単には錆にできないようですね。まがいものとはいえあなたと対等に戦えるということです。
貴様、今度こそ本当に消し去ってやるぞ。
まだ本気ではなかったのですか。随分と余裕があるようだ。
まがいものの分際でよく動く口だ。
Thank you for the bits, Twilight, and hello.
では本気でかかってきなさい。私も本気で相手をしましょう。
The two moved a distance apart from one another.
三男隊長、羅刹隊加勢します。
Oh, hey. For once, they're not psycho.
A few warriors had arrived, all of them unsheathing their swords and surrounding Kazuma. They were furies. All of them had white hair and crimson eyes.
いいだろう。まがいものはすべてこの場で滅してやる。
羅刹隊の力を侮らないでもらいたい。
Kazuma and Sanan slowly edged closer towards one another.
風間、そこまでです。
Hello, Amagiri. Come get your boy.
I wasn't sure where he had come from, but Amagiri had appeared inside the inner yard.
天霧、止めるな。
騒ぎが西本願寺に伝わりました。大事になる前にこの場を引き上げます。
帰りたければ勝手に帰れ。
それは困ります。今のあなたの立場を理解してください。
分かった。この場は引いてやる。
Kazuma replaced his blade into his sheath and he shot a hateful glance toward Sanan.
ここのまがいものは後で必ず始末してやる。
その時はこの羅刹である私がお相手しましょう。
Kazuma and Amagiri, without struggle, easily leapt over the wall of the yard and disappeared.
羅刹隊は彼らの後を追ってください。
The warriors all dispersed from the inner yard upon Sanan's command.
And there's a typo in there, but we're just gonna move on.
Finally, the compounds were silent once more. I was dumbfounded, and Sanan stood in front of me.
私は役に立ちましたか？
Yes, more than you know. Thank you. Sanan stared down at his left hand, and he began flexing his hand repeatedly.
刀を振るってこその武士。私はまだ武士でいられるのですね。
Sanan.
Warriors.
I was taken aback by how vulnerable he must have felt in the moment. And Sanan spoke warmly.
私は報告に行きます。あなたは部屋に戻っていてください。
As he turned to leave, I watched as his silhouette was engulfed by the darkness until he was gone.
That was a brief moment, I guess. And then this real awkward statement of time progression. After time passed to the following day.
Nani?
This just needed one more editing pass. Also known as the next morning. Like, yeah, no shit. Gosh. Blah, 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 stuff and things. Oh no, guess we gotta leave this place. Because the monks are mad at us. But hey, they're paying for us to make a new house. So it's cool. Yay, new house! And we're getting the tour from Kondo because he's like a little kid.
そう言われると照れるが、宗司は大使の中でも特別だ。
Yeah, I figure it is probably just a case of it being a little too directly translated from the Japanese. But localization. Anyway.
何しろ俺は宗司が9つの頃からずっとあいつの成長を眺めてきた。俺にとっては弟のようなものだからな。
No. Hey, there's the training hall. People are attacking each other. And it's evening. Oh, it's so cute! I just want to stare at this CG again because it's so cute. And extremely emblematic of the dynamic. Young Gen! And I'm assuming Hijikata's probably like a teenager here, given Soji's like 9.
Ah, その意味では俺の夢は叶った。
Okay. Something, something, I'm sure they understand. Yay, we have a new room. But we're kind of sad because the whole gang is not here. It's cold, we're on patrol with these boys. We find out that Nagakura is a lot smarter than he looks to us. Whoops. And this was... yes, Ryoma Sakamoto has been assassinated, and they are blaming the Shinsengumi because Sano's scabbard was apparently found at the scene. It is definitely a frame job, so we're gonna go deal with the Imperial, the Guardians of the Imperial Tomb, which unfortunately is where Saito and Heisuke are, and then then bad things are gonna happen. We've been here before. I'm assuming, though, since we're on the Sanan route, we are probably not going to be going with them to help with the assassination or to help bring Heisuke back. I think we're going to end up staying at the headquarters because I'm pretty sure that's where Sanan is. So we're probably going to have another attack from Kazuma, if I recall correctly. Go get Heisuke back, boys. Please. Get our goodest boy back. Oh, no, we still want a hip. Oh. We get a new choice here. This is interesting.
何でもと言われてもそうだな。
That day, Kondo asked me to visit Dr. Matsumoto. Kondo had told me I could return at whatever hour I wanted, so I took my time getting there, but I had a suspicion that this was their method of watching out for me to avoid my involvement with the assassination, if at all possible. The person who I had to accompany me was... I apologize, Yamazaki. I'm sorry that you have to come with me to the doctor's shop.
いや、問題ない。局長の考えは分かっているつもりだ。
No, it's not about that. I just think that if you weren't here, you'd be off doing something way more important.
そのことなら案じなくていい。俺がいなくても問題なく遂行されているはずだ。
I see. When Yamazaki and I returned to the compounds, we heard many different voices chatting inside. I wonder what's going on.
いや、皆さんが帰ってきたようだ。
And my son is yelling at me.
Inside, there was a large commotion going on, and then we heard a familiar voice call out to us.
Yamazaki! 誰かいねえか?
Oh no.
I'll be right there. The tone of Nagakura's voice was alarmed, and it gave me a bad feeling.
Oh, fuck.
As I stepped into the dojo, which seemed to be the heart of the commotion, I was dumbfounded. Heisuke! Heisuke was sprawled along the floor, covered in his own blood.
長倉さん、これはどうしたんですか？
どうもこうもね、敵にやられた。すぐに平助を見てやってくれ。頼む。
ですが、この傷はひどすぎる。俺では無理です。すぐに松本先生のところに。
そんな猶予はありません。すぐに東堂君を奥に運んでください。
奥ってどういうことだよ。松本先生に見せるならこのまま外だろ。
このままでは松本先生のところに着く前に東堂君は死にます。長倉君はそれでもいいのですか？
いいわけねえだろ。けどよ、奥であんたがやろうとしてるのは何なんだよ。
彼を死なせたくない気持ちは私も同じです。
三男さん、あんた平助に落ち水を飲ませるつもりなのか？
それを決めるのは私ではありません。最後の判断は東堂君に任せようと思っています。
ふざけんじゃねえ！あんたは鬼か！
Holy shit.
By this point, Nagakura was screaming furiously at Sanan, going so far as to point his sword at him.
私は鬼ではなく羅刹ですから、殺すつもりなら確実に心臓を狙うか首を落としなさい。
二人ともそんなことをしている場合じゃありません。 このままでは東堂さんが。
Thank you for keeping everybody focused, Yamazaki.
分かってるよ、そんなことは。
では私に任せてもらいましょう。いいですね。
Oh shit. He's pulling rank.
Nagakura sheathed his sword, as if silently resigning to Sanan's suggestion.
That doesn't seem extremely silent to me, but okay.
Nagakura left us with this last outburst, and he stormed off. Watching that,
I see. This is a scene we probably do on the Nagakura route as well, since there's the opportunity to chase after him. But we are staying with Heisuke!
I stayed behind, and I timidly looked toward Sanan.
I'm sorry for the random popping in the background. My cat is clawing my couch, as he is wont to do.
Sanan looked back at me, and we locked eyes for a minute.
あなたも私を鬼だと思いますか？どうぞ鬼だと思ってもらって結構です。ですが、今まさに死のうとしている命を救う手立てがあるのに、それをしないのは、それほど罪でしょうか。
Well, I couldn't find the words. What would my doctor of a father have done?
Well, I think we know what he would have done.
私の願いは東堂君に生きてほしいのです。あなたも私と同じ気持ちならこれ以上邪魔をしないでください。
Understood. Please take care of Heisuke.
ありがとう、雪村君。
Yeah, exactly. He would have done all the bad things.
あとは私に任せてください。東堂君も苦しむ姿をあなたには見られたくはないはずですから。
Heisuke. Before Sanan could go, I stood up and I ran back to my room.
And Heisuke is a fury now. Do we need a fury version of the Heisuke emote? Is that what I'm seeing? Ah, and now we have a new scene.
I was making my way to the area of the compound the Fury Corp was restricted to, determined to speak with Sanan.
The same emote, but with red eyes, right? And white hair.
I just really needed to talk to him about that night. Sanan! I spotted him alone in the hallway and called out to catch his attention.
雪村君、どうしたんです？こんなところに来て。
My appearance seemed to have flustered him.
There are words missing in this statement. I assume...
He looked toward me quickly. Shrug. Eyes scanning in every direction.
以前羅刹に襲われたことを忘れたわけでもないでしょ
Nope. But also, you, like, cornered us and tried to break our wrist, and we're still talking to you, so whatever.
ここに一人で来てはいけないと言われているはずです。
I'm sorry, but I really needed to speak with you. He must have caught something from the tone of my voice because he paused and thought for a moment. The words when they came were slow and deliberate.
雪村君、申し訳ないのですが、ここではお話できません。彼は不安定な状態ですし、私にも仕事がありますから。
You're right. I'm sorry to have bothered you. Of course he would be busy. I felt horrible for not realizing it before coming. I bowed to excuse myself. With a strained laugh, he leaned in and whispered,
後で君の部屋に向かいます。詳しい話はその時にしましょう。
Wait, what? Excuse? Okay, I guess.
Speechless, I could only nod. Nani?
Yeah, ultimate protagonists just have the worst memories. They're just real bad at remembering things.
I returned to my room. After an indeterminate time, as if hours had passed when it likely wasn't very long, I heard a soft voice outside my door.
No worries, Angie.
We settled inside my room and Sanan began to speak.
雪村君が私に聞きたいのは東堂君の話ですね。
Yes.
彼の体が落ち着くまで合わせることはできません。
His voice was matter of fact and his expression brooked no argument.
羅刹に作り変えられる過程で彼は拒否反応を起こしています。
Wait. Okita became a fury on this route? When the fuck did that happen? We must have breezed by that somehow.
そんな姿を見られたいとは誰も思わないでしょうから。
I understand.
君も複雑でしょうが、状況がどうあれ、落ち水を飲むと決断したのは彼自身です。
Huh. Yeah, I guess it must have occurred during one of the parts that got skipped. Weird.
His tone had lost its flatness. Now it was almost as if he was trying to convince me.
重傷を負った東堂君は死にたくないという思いだけで落ち水に手を伸ばしました。彼とは付き合いも長いですし、命を取り留めてくれたことは私も嬉しく思っていますが、彼はこの選択がもたらす結末に悩まされることになるでしょう。
His brow wrinkled and his eyes lowered. I could see clear concern for Heisuke on his face. He was truly worried about him. Sanan blinked as if just remembering I was there, and then rushed to reassure me.
経過は順調です。あまり心配しないでくださいね。
Okay. The words were kind, though the tone was cold and clinical. It was as if he was building a wall between us, pushing me away. He would never have done anything like that before. His demeanor seemed colder now, crueler.
しかし、因果なものですね。羅刹になるのは私だけで十分間に合っていたはずですが。
Huh? The self-derision and pain that surfaced in his laugh tore at my heart. His voice lowered to a mumble.
私はすべて受け入れる覚悟で羅刹となる道を選びました。自分が変わっていくことさえ怖いと思うことはありません。けれど、できることなら彼まで苦しめたくなかった。
Sanan. His head turned away, hiding his face, but not before I saw a myriad of conflicting emotions, like anger, even sadness, appear. After a moment, Sanan squared his shoulders and brought his head up.
しかしながら、彼が羅刹になった事実は変わりません。羅刹体がほぼ壊滅している現状、彼の力には大きな意味がある。私は今後彼を生きた大使としてではなく、羅刹として扱うでしょう。
The smile he gave me was pleasant enough, if not for the edge that was just a little off.
恨んでくれて結構ですよ。これは非道な行いですから。
The cruel twist to his words made me sad.
We'll check the walkthrough and Yup.
I turned to Sanan and bowed. I spoke from my heart. I'll leave him in your hands. You became a Fury first. When their suffering begins, I'm sure you are the only person they can rely on. So... Sanan gave a troubled sigh.
君も変わった人ですね。未だに私を信用するとは。
Against all odds, yes.
But... I knew that he was still the same inside. He hadn't changed at all. Seeing him use the powers of the Fury so often, and relying on them so heavily, made me frightened. But I hadn't forgotten who he really was. The words I wanted to say to tell him that wouldn't come out regardless of how hard I tried. Sanan didn't notice and continued speaking.
気遣わせてしまったお詫びに私もできることはしましょう。自分が羅刹であることを彼が受け入れられるかどうか見守っていくと約束しますよ。
And suddenly we're only talking about one of them? I'm very confused.
Sanan, thank you very much. All the strain was gone from Sanan's face. Our agreement seemed to bring him peace.
ではおやすみなさい、雪村君。遅い時間に長々失礼しました。
Sanan.
Maybe.
He turned to leave, but paused at the threshold when I called out to him. He glanced back at me. It's been very cold lately. I hope you're taking care of yourself. Have you been sleeping well? I know a lot of things are going on right now, so you might not be resting. Well, he raised an eyebrow. Your face has been kind of frightening lately, and every time I saw him, it looked like he was silently suffering, and I couldn't help but feel anxious for him. Sighing, he padded over to me, closing the distance between us so much that the fabric of his sleeve brushed my arm.
Aw. CG get. Also, we're very short, and I guess he's possibly a little bit tall.
Sanan?
Welcome back, Julie.
His eyes caught and held mine. He leaned down so we were the same height, his face filling my vision.
Also, Chizuru is young. At the start of the story, granted it's been a few years, she's like 16. We're just gonna not talk about the age difference in this particular pairing at all. Anyway, Sanan's like 33.
The look in his eyes was soft.
But yeah, at this point, I think she's like 19.
Kimiは自分のことで手一杯なくせに、人の痛みを察してしまうんですね。
Aw. I mean, he's not wrong. She's a small.
私はいい大人なのですから、体調を崩して苦しんだとしても、それは自己責任なんですよ。
That may be true, but that doesn't mean I'm not still worried about you. I clenched my fists, raised my chin, and stared. He was trying to pacify me, but I wouldn't let him. His face grew more troubled, and a sigh spilled from his lips.
私は雪村くんの優しさが時として心配になります。私でしたら大丈夫ですよ。どうか安心してください。
The tone of his voice indicated that he'd said the final word. It was pointless to argue anymore.
Yeah, we're gonna worry about you whether you like it or not. Meh.
Okay. Reluctantly, I nodded and he stepped back, breaking off our eye contact. He smiled mysteriously and chuckled under his breath.
今夜は君につられて優しくなりすぎました。
What does that mean? His chuckle bubbled up into a full laugh. His words when he spoke were deliberately evasive.
他人に情が移ってしまえば何かと困るものですからね。
Oh, buddy.
今度こそおやすみなさい。良い夢が見られますよ。
Oh. He swiftly walked off before I could stop him. I didn't know what to think. I hadn't spent enough time with him to accurately see his true face behind the slippery words he liked to use. But I think I can trust him. Some of the things he said and did frightened me more than I wanted to admit, but he was a good, kind person at heart. I wanted to believe that, so I decided to hold on to my faith in him and not doubt the course of action he chose to follow. I should have been thinking about what dangers the future held in store for us. But instead, I felt calm.
And yeah, definitely. He does kind of have to stay cold to keep doing his job at this point. All right, we're a little bit beyond an hour and a half, so we're gonna save, take a quick break, get some fresh tea, stretch, all that good stuff, and we'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes. See you shortly. All right, friends, are we ready to get back to this? Let's do the thing! Thank you. So, let's reground ourselves here in December of 1867.
Scarcely a month had passed since Abudano Kochi. Saito and Heisuke had returned, but the Shinsengumi was hardly back to normal. A dark, tense atmosphere pervaded the compound. Many men had lost their lives in Kazama's attacks. Even more had been injured during the attack at Abudano Kochi. Among them was Heisuke. Several of the rank-and-file soldiers had seen him mortally wounded. He had looked as if he would not survive. For that reason, Heisuke was declared officially dead and made a member of the Fury Corps. Saito hadn't been wounded, but many among the common soldiers began to call him a coward. To them, he had left the Shinsengumi to join Ito, then betrayed his new master when he sensed a change in fortunes. I saw no reason why he shouldn't set them straight and say that he had never truly left the Shinsengumi, but he claimed he would rather stay silent than tarnish the honor of the commander and the chief who had ordered his actions. As such, it was decided that Saito would leave the compound until tempers had been allowed to cool. He was sent to stay at Tenma in order to protect Kyotaro Miura, an official of the Kishu domain. The night of the battle at Abudano Koji was a turning point for the Shinsengumi. For the men who didn't know the details, it was simply a battle against their former comrades, the guardians of the Imperial Tomb. Those better informed knew the situation with the Satsuma and Choshu domains had changed, and Ryoma Sakamoto's hit was part of a big plan. Only the heads of the Shinsengumi knew the whole story, the activities of the demons and Heisuke's transformation into a fury. They were also the only ones who knew that Okita's illness had gotten worse. Such an important battle had stirred up the atmosphere in the compound, and for several days there were excited men everywhere shouting and talking. Moments of silence were quite rare.
Quite rare. Words are hard. Also, yeah, I'm not actually super... I don't really care about Sakamoto as an option, but I am really curious how they're going to make his route work. Like, how? What is even going to happen?
I felt I would only be in the way if I was wandering around the grounds, and so I did my best to stay in my room by myself.
Oh no! Oh no! Also, this statement is a lie, because he just talked.
Sanan walked into my room without saying anything.
助かりますよ。昼間外に出られると探しに行けませんからね。
Sanan? But it's daytime. Are you sure you're all right?
ええ。とてもいい考えが浮かんだもので、一刻も早く君に知らせたくて。
It feels really, really worse. These scenes feel worse in the context of the nice moments with him, somehow.
His eyes glittered with something, and even though he was smiling, I could feel the fingers of dread begin to poke at the base of my spine. Why me? Wouldn't you want to tell Kondo or Hijikata instead?
君でなければダメなのです。私の考えを聞いていただけますね。
Although he asked in the form of a question, his choice of words made it seem far from letting me make a choice. Sanan started to talk without waiting for my answer.
雪村君、あなたは鬼の一族だと、あの千姫という女性が言っていましたね。
Ah, yes, that's right. This is where we remember in Heisuke's route, he decides that he's going to, I don't know, become the evil Fury King and marry Sen or something. Ha! Anyway.
そして鬼という生き物は筋力も胆力も人間よりはるかに優れている。
If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you all go watch Heisuke's route. It's definitely a time, and Sanan is an interesting villain. They made it suck a whole lot less in the remake, actually, but in the original, it was extremely weird and very sudden.
それは先日豚書を襲撃した鬼たちの力を思い起こすまでもないことです。
Well, I understand that, but what was Sanan trying to get at? My heart started to pound, anticipating bad news.
人をはるかに凌駕する力を持つ鬼。その鬼の体に流れる血はやはり人の血よりも強い力を持っているのではないでしょうか。あるいは羅刹の狂気を完全に抑える力があるかもしれません。
I didn't know how the water of life worked, but Sanan's explanation seemed logical, even if it was a bit manic. How can you know that for sure?
自らが羅刹となる前から、そして羅刹となってからも、この新選組で薬についてずっと研究をしてきたのは私です。落ち水の正体が一体何であるのかは私にも未だに分かりませんが、生き血ではないかと推測しています。おそらく人ではない何者かの。もしかすると異国にもあなた方鬼のような生き物がいるのかもしれませんね。
So...
Step.
Sanan drew closer to me without making a sound.
少なくとも試してみる価値はあるはずです。あなたの存在で我々羅刹隊、いや新選組隊士全員を救うことができるのかもしれないのですよ。
Wait. Sanan's eyes had grown painfully sharp, and I almost thought I could hear the barest edge of madness in his voice.
さあ。
Calmly, he drew his sword from its scabbard. There was no madness or bloodlust to his movements, and that only made them all the more terrifying.
怖がる必要はありませんよ。あなたを殺すつもりはありません。
助けて！
ただほんの少しその血を分けてもらえるだけで良いのです。
Sanan, this is not how you ask.
I took a step back. 2. Sanan and his sword came closer. He lifted it and the steel blade shimmered in the light. Then, all of a sudden, Just then,
おい、三男さん、何してやがる。
Hijikata had burst into the room. Then,
これ一体どういうことだ。
Help. I know we're not on your route, Hijikata, but you're still really cool, so.
あんたともあろう人が豚書の中で刀を抜くなんざ気でも触れたか。
Hijikata!
ああ、土方くん、ちょうどよかった。君も手伝ってくれませんか？
No!
我々に協力してもらえるよう、何としても彼女を説得しなくては。
With calm purpose, he stepped between Sanan and me.
刀を収めてくれ。私の闘争を許さず、たとえ幹部だろうと、局中ハットは絶対だろう。
Sanan glared at Hijikata begrudgingly for several moments, but he soon turned away and sheathed his sword.
で、一体何があったんだ。雪村が何かやらかしたのか。
タイのため、羅刹の狂気を抑える方法を探っていたのです。
そのためにこいつを切ろうとしてたってことか。
Yeah, it seems weird that they didn't change this scene. It's like his personality is turning out to be extremely swingy in a way that is like frightening. I'm wondering if they're going to explain it, or maybe that's just the way the Fury Madness is working on him or something. I don't know.
殺すつもりはありませんよ。血を分けてもらおうと思っただけです。先日の戦いで我々は多くの羅刹を失いました。羅刹ではない一般の大使も同じく。今いる羅刹やこれから羅刹となるものをより有効に活用するには、何としても狂気を抑える術を見出しておかなくてはなりません。聡明な君ならば理解できると思いますが。
さっきも言ったじゃねえか。新選組において死闘は厳禁だ。どんな理由があろうと大使同士の流血沙汰なんざ許すわけにはいかね
え。雪村君は大使ではありませんが。
大使じゃねえがずっとここにいるんだ。似たようなもんだろうが。
Aww. They continued to stare for a little while, neither willing to budge on the matter at hand. Sanan sighed.
相変わらず君は優しすぎますね。いいでしょう。ここは引いてあげます。ですが覚えておいてください。もしこのまま落ち水の副作用を抑える術が見つからなければ、新たに羅刹となった東堂君も血に狂って苦しむこととなるのですよ。
Only after I'd heard his footsteps fade away down the hall did I begin to breathe again.
大丈夫だったか？
Oh, yes. Thank you for helping me.
礼には及ばねえ。俺は三男さんに大気を守らせただけだ。前は俺にあんなことを言わせるような人じゃなかったんだがな。
I looked down. It's true. Sanan had been acting strange lately. He would never have drawn his sword as aggressively as he just did before he drank the serum. I'm sorry.
どうしたいきなり。お前が詫びることじゃねえだろうが。
Well, the reason why Sanan was acting the way he did in the first place was because Kazama destroyed the Fury Court. After I said this, Hijikata paused and reflected to himself before responding.
お前、何か勘違いしてねえか?
Huh?
あいつらは薩長の一味。つまり、俺たちの敵ってことだ。敵が来たら、視力を尽くして戦うのは当たり前だろうが。
He spoke with so much conviction, but it's none of your responsibilities to protect me.
じゃあなんだ? あいつらの方が俺たちより強いから、お前を奴らに差し出して命乞いするべきだってのか?
Hijikata's so cool. It's a shame his route is so boring.
そんなな武士のやり方じゃねえ。少なくとも俺たちは一度決めたことをてめえの都合でコロコロ覆すようなそんな腰抜け連中を目指してるつもりはねえんだ。
Still one of the best lines. I super love it.
Hijikata was so confident in what he was saying, and I felt there was no real contention to his claim. Even if he wouldn't say as much, I'm sure he knows that kicking me out of the Shinsengumi would make their lives so much easier. But if they did that, it would be a violation of the values they pride themselves on upholding. I'm sorry if what I said was out of line.
詫びる必要はねえって言ってんだろうが。何度も同じことを言わせるな。
he bloosh.
Hijikata said this timidly, muttering under his breath before looking down in my direction.
もしまた今日みてえなことがあったら、遠慮せずに俺に言え。山崎や島田を通して伝えてくれてもいい。
All right. Understood. Hijikata nodded and turned to leave, but I realized I had one thing left to say.
なんだ? まだ何かあるのか?
I think this is a point where we make a choice.
Thank you for the follow, T. Carlini. There were so many warriors who were injured as a result of the attack on the compounds. Saito hadn't been present for long recently, and Kondo was occupied with his meetings with the Bakushin. Similarly, I had a feeling Hijikata was feeling the pressure of all his duties lately. I wished that I could be helping him in some capacity, but I might get in their way.
おい、どうした? 黙っててもわからねえぞ。
Nothing. I'm sorry for stopping you.
なんだ? 度忘れしちまったのか? まあいい。そんじゃ俺は部屋に戻らせてもらうからな。
Okay. I watched his back disappear through the door, leaving me alone in my room again. As much as I wanted to be helpful for everyone, if I recklessly walk about the compounds and things like earlier happened, it wouldn't be good. Maybe it's just better I don't do anything.
Something, something. Time has passed. Once again. I think this, yeah, these guys come in and rant about all the shit going on and how mad they are about everything. Nagakura is just like real mad. Sano is real sad. We get head pats, I think. More stuff happens. And now we're on to chapter 5. Sano is a good boy. It is such a shame his route is so awful in Edo Blossoms. Is this eBaying? No. I wouldn't say so. It's not really any more yikes than Sanan normally is, honestly. We're just getting moments where he seems to be not creepy. Which is sort of throwing a stark contrast and making it a little weird, but not terrible so far. Yeah, the context changes the way those scenes feel when they play out. So we're at the Fushimi Magistrate's office. And Kondo has been wounded and shot and stuff.
Yamazaki and I had taken turns caring for Kondo, who was in critical condition from a gunshot wound. This took some time. According to Yamazaki, this was the only duty we could do from the compounds. I had left for the outside, which was chilly in the winter air, to get some cold well water. From a distance, I'd overheard 2 familiar voices, so I stopped behind a tree to listen. It was Sanan and Okita, the latter of whom was worsening in his ill condition.
ねえ、三男さん。落ち水は怪我だけじゃなくて病も治せるの。
Soji, no!
I guess he didn't become a Fury. Maybe the reference to Okita was just because Sanan is also apparently kind of a doctor-ish? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe that was just editing weirdness.
怪我は落ち水で治りますが、病はまだ試したことはありません。沖田君が自分の体で試したいというなら、私は止めませんよ。
Yeah, okay. That might have been editing weirdness, or it was in reference to him just being sick. Because clearly he's not a Fury yet.
ほんのわずかでも体が治るのなら、それで近藤さんの仇を討てるなら、僕は構わない。
Upon hearing Okita's idea, I couldn't help but jump out. Wait! You don't know for sure that you'll get better, so you can't take it! In response to my sudden appearance, Okita had sneered down at me coldly.
Also, yes, Soji's pajamas are nice.
治るかもしれないのに、君は邪魔するんだ。
Well, Sanan just said he's never tried it on anyone with your condition, so why...
ええ、確かにそう言いました。だから沖田君さえ良ければという話です。
Sanan's tone came off as an attempt to undermine my interpretation, rather than clarify his own. Are you okay with that, Okita?
いいに決まってるじゃない。君に何がわかるっていうの？邪魔しないでくれるかな。
I wasn't trying to get in his way. On the contrary, I actually agreed with the sentiment of avenging Kondo as soon as possible. But it was so difficult for me to sit idly on the side as he drinks the water of life. I mean, there's no telling if it'll even help his condition or worse. As I was about to defend how I felt, another voice emerged from behind to weigh in.
おや、掃除。こんな夜遅くまで起きていて大丈夫なのかい?
It was Inoue.
ええ、少し眠れなくて。
そうだったのかい。起きているとトシさんが心配するからね。そろそろ部屋に戻った方がいいよ。
それじゃあそうしようかな。おやすみなさい。
It seemed as though Okita felt more reserved when Inoue was around him. As he returned to his room, he sauntered away, caught up in his dejected malaise. When Okita was out of sight, Inoue lowered his voice and mumbled in a concerned tone.
三男さん、大きな声が聞こえたけど、何かあったのかい?
いいえ、井上さんが心配するようなことではありませんよ。
それならよかった。勇さんがあんなことになってしまったからね。掃除は気が高ぶっているんだよ。あまり刺激しないでやっておくれ。
Inoue held the interests of Okita close to his heart, and Sanan nodded in agreement.
そうですね。わかりました。
A mutual understanding was reached between the two with Sanan's peaceful answer, and Inoue smiled at the two of us in front of him.
雪村君、すまないが勇さんのそばにいてあげてもらえるかい? 医術の心得があった者がいてくれると、私も心強いからね。
Yay, we get to do doctor things again.
Of course. I'll go as soon as I get some water.
それじゃあ、私は先に行ってるから。
Inoue then bowed slowly to Sanan and me, and we saw him off with a smile on our faces. Well, I wouldn't maybe call it a smile, but rather a smile through grated teeth. Considering, moments prior to Inoue's arrival, we were fighting. It looked like Sanan had picked up on the same cue. But what could be going through Sanan's mind? To go so far as to suggest Okita drink the water of life? I contemplated speaking up to ask Sanan about it, but he beat me to the punch.
さっきは何かを言いかけていたようですね。言いたいことがあるなら聞きますよ。
Yeah, it was specifically, what the fuck?
Earlier? Was he referring to what I'd wanted to tell Okita? I wanted to say something that's in the walkthrough.
That second response is like patently dumb, so we're not doing that.
I wanted to ask Okita if he really believed if the serum would treat his illness. I mean, I could ask you the same thing, Sanan. Would it really help his sickness?
言ったでしょ。試したことはないと。
Then why would you make the offer to Okita at all, then? If he's led to believe it'll cure him, then of course he'll try and drink it.
さあ、どうしてでしょうね。
I pressed him for an answer, but Sanan remained stoic and kept his voice low. Sanan, you of all people should know how it feels to drink it without knowing what you're really getting yourself into. He should know more than anyone how Okita feels. He should. Sanan was desperate to be his old self again, so he tested fate, and because of it, he was able to use his sword again. So maybe he'd had the same hopes for Okita? I took a deep breath as these thoughts twirled frantically in my mind. Sanan, did you offer the serum to Okita because you knew how he must be feeling? You knew his struggle. And you're projecting onto him because you know how it feels when you can't fight. If that's the case, then I don't think Okita should drink the serum. But I'd rather Okita know what you're thinking when you want him to drink it. I want him to know what was coming out of my mouth. I want Okita to know why Sanan sympathizes with him, yet still not drink it. That felt so hypocritical, almost cruel. This realization came to me as I said it. Sorry, I don't even know what I'm saying. Getting all this off my chest was a good feeling, save for not being able to articulate it well. But Sanan seemed to connect with the heart of what I wanted to say.
そうですね。私は沖田君にかつての自分を重ねて見ているのかもしれません。どうしようもない理不尽の中で唯一の可能性にすがるしかない状況。だからこそ私は彼に勧めるような口ぶりになっていたようです。あなたはそんな私の気持ちを理解していたのかもしれませんね。
Then Sanan appeared lost in his own ruminations, mumbling to himself as if he'd come to a solution.
皆さんには新選組幹部としての覚悟を持ってもらわないといけないようですね。
は？
覚悟。いえ、責任と言ってもいいかもしれません。
The melancholy dripped from Sanan's frail voice as he turned away and began to pace. I'd wanted to weigh in with my perspective, but I stopped myself. I had decided to head towards Kondo's room, where Yamazaki and Inoue had been waiting.
And now we're treating him.
君にも同席してもらった方がいいでしょう。
And of course, this is the scene where he hands over the water of life to all the captains and is like, here's your insurance, boys.
Thank you for the host, Pro.
How you doing? Everybody takes their little vial of stuff.
局長を襲った刺客の正体はまだつかめないのか?
Everybody's yelling about things. There's more fighting probably about to happen. They're talking about the war. I am good. Ah, and now we are on to slightly new content. December 20th of 1867.
It was decided that Kondo and Okita were to be moved to Osaka, where Dr. Matsumoto was. Kondo had required serious surgery and treatment, while Okita needed to treat his tuberculosis. Considering Okita's strength had diminished greatly, even I could see his disease was worsening. Of all illnesses, it had to be tuberculosis. The departure of these two leaders brought solemnity and sadness to us all.
And now we're into January. Happy New Year! Who's ready for a war?
The date was January 3rd, 1868. The shogunate armies and the Satsuma Choshu armies met at Toba-Fushimi to fight in war. The shogunate army was over 15,000 strong, while the Satsuma Choshu only had 5,000 men. With the clear advantage in numbers, the shogunate army was able to make quick work of the enemies in Toba, then thinking they could win in Kyoto too. The Shinsengumi should have been there beside them as well. However, despite the early victory in Toba, the battles became increasingly frustrating for the shogunate, eventually reaching a stalemate. What the shogunate hadn't accounted for was the advanced weaponry of their enemies. Their artillery made close combat nearly impossible. Even with the numbers, the constant gunfire and cannon fire subdued the shogunate men handily. Although the shogunate and Shinsengumi men had guns as well, the range and accuracy of this newfound technology was too much for them. What ended up happening was the Shinsengumi was resigned to using the same attack formations with swords and spears that they had the most experience in. Saito, Harada, and Nagakura all led their men from the front lines, but all that came from their battles were casualties. However, there was one troop amongst them that suffered no casualties, winning each battle. It was the Fury Corps, led by Sanan and Heisuke. The Fury Corps acted at night, and they were protected under the jurisdiction of the Fushimi magistrate, leading night raids in enemy territory. More often than not, the Fury Corps would return covered in the blood of their enemies. Tonight was no different.
Yay!
Tadaima.
Hi, Heisuke. Welcome back, Heisuke. You're back really early for today.
ああ、まあ、ちょっとあってさ。
Heisuke seemed uninterested in talking about it, so he attempted to change the subject. So, was it bad?
お前に言ってもしょうがないことだし。これって戦なんだよなって。
He sighed, slouching his shoulders and hanging his head low. It didn't seem like Heisuke to be so sulky, but it seems everyone is entitled to days like these. I mean, I guess I can hear you out at least. Did you want to try and talk about it? It may make you feel better. At first he was reluctant to entertain my suggestion. Then he began to open up.
実は、三男さんが厳しいっていうか、少しやりすぎじゃないかってさ。俺たちは羅刹だから、敵の陣地に突入するくらいわけないんだ。それで大砲や銃を壊したり、火をつけとけば次の日には使えなくなるだろう。そんなもんでいいと思ってたんだけど、三男さんは守ってる奴らも全員殺せって。
Cool, that's fine.
武器を使える奴らも全員殺せって言うんだよな。俺は付き合いきれなくなって先に帰ってきちまったんだ。
Oh no, our boy is crying! Look at the tears!
Also, it's been a while since we saved, so I'm gonna do that real quick. It is a criminal crime to make Heisuke cry. How very fucking dare.
When Heisuke had finished recounting the battle, he let out a sigh as he rubbed his temples.
悪い。話したら余計思い出してきちまった。 俺先に休むよ。
Heisuke. He forced a smile as he said goodbye, and he walked past me without a second look. If Heisuke were the one to think it was all too much, then I believe him. But I wonder what would compel Sanan to do such a thing. I wondered to myself if I should let Hijikata know what Sanan had told me. I mean, I was sure, though, that Hijikata was up to date on whatever the Fury Corps was up to. Actually, was it possible that these orders were coming right from Hijikata himself? Or perhaps from the shogunate? It is a war they're fighting, so I wanted to give Sanan the benefit of the doubt. Also, Sanan surely has his own reasons, even if they weren't coming from someone else. All I could wish was for everyone to be safe. Just then...
そこにいるのは誰ですか?
Eep!
Ah, 雪村くんでしたか。こんな遅くまでどうしたのです? 眠れなかったのですか?
Oh my. Wow. I have a heckin' concern right now. Sanan, your glasses are a little dirty, friend.
He looks like he's had a little snack. Maybe.
Just a little late night drink, no big deal.
Oh! The shock of seeing him gave me a loss for words as he'd suddenly appeared in front of me. The white fabric of his uniform was coated in a dried, bloodied mess, congealed and covering him even up to his mouth. Oh, I was just thinking about things, and I guess I lost track of time.
Greetings, Hellheim Hound. Yeah, Sanan seems perfectly sane. Definitely no big deal.
もう朝も近いですが、少しでも寝た方がいいですよ。私たち羅刹は今から本当の眠りにつきますけどね。
It was so bizarre that Sanan could carry on normal conversation despite his horrific appearance. Other warriors returning from the battlefield this afternoon had nowhere near the amount of blood on them. And upon seeing Sanan, I couldn't shake Heisuke's story. So I spoke up, in need of dire answers. Sanan? What's with all the blood?
これですか? 返り血を浴びてしまったようです。
Buddy. Also, the CG slightly changed, so. This is fine. Not worried at all. Nope.
今夜は東堂くんがいなくなってしまって、2人分を働いてきたせいでしょうか。
Sanan's reply was nonchalant, as if the amount of blood on him was nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't taste any of it. Nope, definitely not.
But I wanted to know what was really going on. So I
feel like yelling at him is definitely not the way to go here. My walkthrough got all janked. Hold on. Do. Yep, we asked for the reason. Why?
I heard from Heisuke that you're murdering people. A lot of people, Sanan. That's why you're all covered in blood, right? But you did so because you had a good reason behind it, right? Sanan chuckled in response, and after wiping his mouth, he began to answer.
I don't like that smile at all. But we're taking a shot because the CG changed. This is so concerning.
あなたも昼間の戦況は聞いているはずです。とても攻め込める状況ではないと。今それを打破できるのは私たち羅刹隊だけです。ようやく私たちの力が必要とされ発揮できる機会なのですからね。こんなに喜ばしいことはありません。普段以上に念には念を入れて任務を全うしてきたのですよ。
Okay.
The calmness in Sanan's answer made him seem so rational that it almost justified his methods.
Did it though?
If a warrior had the capacity to fight with more strength and power on the battlefield, then it's only natural to take advantage of it. But even then, knowing the loaded situation with the Furies, I still couldn't shake the bad feelings. Sanan, are you really feeling all right?
ええ、とても調子がいいです。
Yeah, that's the concern, actually.
What I'd really wanted to ask was, don't you think it's a little strange for you to be covered in so much blood? But I couldn't get myself to ask him that.
では、私はこれで失礼します。
Sanan smiled politely, and he walked off briskly. All I could do was watch as he left silently. I truly want to believe that Sanan was acting with the best intentions out of pride. But I knew there was a chance Sanan was simply murdering out of an animalistic impulse. I just couldn't really convince myself otherwise. For whatever it was worth, though, I hated myself for looking at Sanan this way.
A chance, yeah, that's all. Just a chance.
This is war. There might have been nothing else that Sanan could do to justify his methods, let alone his existence. I suppose that I was beginning to realize what it really meant to be a part of the Shinsengumi. Or at least, that's what I'd hoped. Shaking the anxiety away was proving difficult. If Sanan's murderous tendencies were the side effect of becoming a Fury, what if he couldn't really subdue the feelings from the bloodlust after all?
Exactly, Julie, exactly.
What if, in fact, he were being driven by it, instead of overcoming it like he told us he did?
You think?
The burden of these possibilities started eating away at me. As morning came, I'd awoken with the same stress. With the dawn came the sun, and with the sun came the sounds of cannon fire. However, it seemed as though the attack planned by the Fury Corp turned out to be successful. The Shinsengumi were able to attack an enemy encampment, and although many of our men were injured, we were able to do them some damage. Nagakura attempted to rile his men into action.
おいおい、何しけた面してるんだ。敵の陣地はもうすぐだぜ。
Nagakura, please use your less loud voice. Good God.
今度こそ突破してやるから、俺の背中についてこい。
His attempts to cheer the men roused their spirits a bit, and he charged to the front of the line. When afternoon had passed, one of the enemy cannons was pointed at our headquarters, with one of the cannonballs smashing right into it. Cannons pounded the Fushimi magistrate's office, and the ground shook with each impact.
Yeah, like, the sound mixing is a little uneven on some of the voices. Nagakura is just consistently loud as fuck. It's like he's clipping almost in a lot of his lines, which I'm like, did they just not record that well? What the hell? And then, of course, the whole Kazuma problem.
I was treating injured warriors in our infirmary, and all of the captains gathered in the next room.
一時は敵の銃も大砲も鳴りを潜めていやがったんだが、あっという間に撃ってきやがったぜ。土方さん、もう無理だ。このままじゃこの奉行所が的になるだけだぜ。
夜の羅刹隊の攻撃により敵陣の銃や砲台は切り崩したと聞いていたのですが、どうやら後方からの補充が昼頃には終わった模様です。
Yeah, it's actually kind of weird that they don't have individual volume control for the voices, because I have seen some of these games do that. It's kind of a bummer.
今は敵陣へたどり着くことすら困難な状況です。
それじゃあ、今攻撃している新八は。
Hijikata bit his lip to the point that his face went pale, and he stood quietly. The sounds of cannon fire continued to echo in the background. Everyone expected Nagakura not to return. Then, out of nowhere...
よ、何しけた顔してやがるんだ。今戻ったぜ。
Ah, God, his voice is mixed so loud. Why?
新八。
Everyone was bewildered to see Nagakura.
心配したぜ。敵の攻撃がすげえことになってるって聞いてな。
ああ、とんでもねえことになってやがる。
Nagakura was covered in dust, dirt, and blood. Then he wiped his face with the back of his hand.
これ以上、敵本陣に飛び込むのはどうやっても無理だな。まあ、全滅覚悟って言うんなら飛び込んでみせるけどよ。
副長、この先に進むのはかなり困難かと。ご決断をお願いします。
Time to bravely run away.
His brow furrowed and he scowled furiously.
おい、なんだこりゃ。どこかから煙が流れてきてやがるぞ。
Aw, heck. They burning us out.
大砲の火が奉行所に燃え移ったか。さっさと逃げねえとやばいぜ。土方さん、撤退だ。
Even Nagakura's pleas seemed to fall on deaf ears.
トシさん。
Until this moment, the Shinsengumi had never known defeat in battle, but they were helpless against the firearms of the Satsuma and Choshu. The Shinsengumi was Hijikata's life. Defeat was hard to accept. After what seemed like an eternity, he let out a long, ragged sigh.
刀の槍の時代じゃ
That was weirdly inaudible.
His knuckles turned white. There were several more minutes of tense, breathless silence before he finally looked up, his eyes burning with fury.
ここは撤退だ。だがまだ負けたわけじゃねえ。この借りは必ず返してやるからな。
Hello, Fox. No, this is the mean guy we like.
Fury wasn't the only thing in those eyes. Behind them I could see a bitter, desperate agony. Afterwards, it was decided we would leave for Kyoto Castle, who were our allies, and we were leaving the magistrate as it was catching fire.
Yeah, this is the mean guy who cares about people and takes responsibility for things. Seemingly the polar opposite of Yuzuki. Oh, hell.
It seems like we were caught as we were leaving the magistrate. The Satsuma Choshu troops must have realized we were vulnerable, and they seized the opportunity to take over the magistrate.
あのいでたち、薩摩藩だぜ。
奴らは俺たちが食い止める。雪村は先に出ろ。源さん、彼女を頼む。
Oh no! But there are wounded I still need to tend to. Besides, Sanan and Heisuke, the Furies are still inside there. Inoue yanked my hand in his direction when I tried to pull towards the magistrate.
彼らならきっと大丈夫だ。今は彼らを信じて先に行こう。ほら、ついておいで。
Okay. I was so concerned about the wounded soldiers in the triage, but I need to keep my faith in Sanan. Guilt washed over me as I ran with Inoue pulling my arm.
He's not alive for long. We're kind of at the point where he always bites it.
Yukimura君、こっちだ。早く早く。こっちに行けば。
After we had been frantically sprinting down Fushimi's main road, Inoue stopped suddenly. My feet skidded as I came to a halt as well, and warriors in enemy uniforms appeared.
その大服は新選組だな。ここから逃がすわけにはいかん。
Oh no! Yeah. Rip Gensan.
雪村君、ここは私が引き受ける。あんたはここから一人で逃げるんだ。
Inoue released my hand and reached for his sword on his waist. What? I couldn't do that! I'll fight beside you!
バカなことを言うんじゃない。私はね、あんたのことを頼まれたんだよ。だから、ここは私に任せるんだ。
What?
ほら、そっちの脇道へ入りなさい。淀城を目指して走るんだ。
Inoue pushed me into the alley. He unsheathed his sword in one majestic movement and he charged towards the enemy.
私は新選組6番組組長井上源三郎。お相手いたす。
As Inoue ran toward the troop, they calmly drew out their guns and got in a line.
銃、構え、撃て！
The row of rifles fired at once, their bullets ripping through Inoue before he fell to the ground. Inoue! Inoue! I yearned to jump out to him, but someone grabbed my hand from behind and stopped me. Who is this? Let go of me!
出て行ってはいけません。あの方のご意思を無にするのですか?
As my anger grew from this mysterious interruption, I turned around.
What? The actual fuck? I did not expect this.
You're... Kaoru?
さあ、こちらに。今なら裏道を通って逃げられるはずです。
I'm worried.
I was still in shock, but she grabbed my hand and led me away as we walked down. Wait, Inoe's...
手遅れです。
Her cold, weird words pierced through me like a dagger. In the moment, I was forced to accept Inoe's death. After all, I saw it happen right before my eyes. Inoue was so kind and he tried to let me escape. Just a few moments ago, he was pulling my hand. And that's when I snapped out of it. The person who's pulling my hand now is Kaoru. Why are you helping me right now? As she walked in front of me, I tried calling out to her for an explanation. Then she turned.
戦から逃げ遅れてどうしようかと思っていたのですが。
You fucking liar.
ちょうど奉行所から逃げ出してくるあなたを見かけたんです。初めてお目にかかった時から他人のような気がしませんでした。よく似ていると言われたからでしょうか。これも何かの縁でしょう。今は私を信じてください。
No trust.
それに先ほどの方はあなたの無事を祈っていたはずです。
Her words filled me with a little bit of courage. Inoue had sacrificed himself so I could escape. So I have to honor his wishes. I tightly gripped Kaoru's hand and I nodded. I want to go to Kyoto Castle. Do you think you can show me the way? Kaoru nodded firmly and we ran together, gripping each other's hands into the darkness.
Ah! I'm so worried.
I wasn't sure how we'd found the strength to run.
こちらです。さ、急いで。
There were several close encounters with the enemy, but I'd grabbed a hold of Kaoru's hand and we ran.
ここで敵をやり過ごしましょう。声を立てないでください。
This feels like they're pulling a scene from the movie. That's interesting.
As she'd led me through a heavily wooded forest, we'd encountered a shrine.
Yeah, like I'm wondering if this is one of those things where they took a scene that was in the movie because the movie predates these remakes.
I stopped to glance around, looking at the incense resting on the staircase to confirm what I'd seen. Where are we? I thought we were heading for Kyoto Castle?
ヨド町？何のことですか?
Didn't I tell you I wanted to go to Kyoto Castle? Back then, she'd nodded firmly. I appreciated her help, but I couldn't think of why she'd bring me here. I watched her with a suspicious eye, and she grinned as if to play it off as a misunderstanding.
そんなことよりも、ここにはあなたのことを待っている人がいますよ。
Fuck.
Huh?
私は頼まれて連れてきただけです。
Out of the shadows emerged the figure of a man from the shrine's entrance.
久しぶりだね。
綺麗になったな。
Ah! No! Do not want.
In front of me stood my father, for whom I'd spent 4 years searching. Father, is that really you?
ああ、本当に私だよ。長い間、連絡もできずにすまなかったね。
Fuck off, you mad scientist.
No, now that I've seen you, I'm just glad to see you're safe. But what are you doing here? Where were you all this time? Father's expression became glum. His eyes gazed tenderly into mine.
長い間、頼りも出せずにすまなかった。実は、遠く離れたところに囚われていてね。
Just lying cat picture right here. That's it.
Taken captive? The horrible image of someone taking my father as a prisoner made me flinch. But father continued on, describing his journey without going into great detail.
Because he's lying.
私はお前を探しに来たのだよ。もしお前が今回の戦に巻き込まれて命を落としてしまったらと、それだけが気がかりでね。
Father.
それでお前を知っているという南雲君に協力してもらったんだ。
Now I finally understood why Kaoru revealed nothing to me. I see. Kaoru, I wish you'd told me this in the beginning.
ついあなたが驚く顔が見たくてごめんなさいね。
Please don't be. Thank you for letting me see my father. I thanked Kaoru sincerely from the bottom of my heart before turning to face father. Now, father, let's go to Yodo Castle. The Shinsengumi has men there, and I'm sure they'll keep us safe from the Satsuma Choshu troops. In response, however, my father shook his head slowly.
残念だが、淀城には行かないのだよ。私も、お前もね。
No, actually we will be, so fuck off.
Father? Weren't you out west because you were held captive by the Satsuma and Choshu? And now you're here because you've escaped from them, right? Then why don't we go to the Shinsengumi?
西国にいたというのは本当だ。だが、逃げてきたというのはちょっと違うな。
Hello, Stuart. How are you?
私はね、お前を迎えに来る機会をずっと待っていたんだ。
Yeah.
Huh? What do you mean? Are you saying you've known I was in Kyoto this whole time?
お前が新選組の屯所なんかに住むから連絡も難しくなってね。あそこから連れ出そうと思っても彼らが見張っているからできなかったんだ。
Oh no. I hope you feel better soon. We are all extremely concerned at the course this route has taken, but otherwise fine.
そして今回の戦騒ぎ、お前が新選組から出てくるのをずっと待っていたんだ。
Then why didn't you contact me sooner? You knew I was looking for you.
本当にすまなかった。それはね、私たちのことを彼らに知られないためだったんだ。
Huh? What are you talking about? Are you talking about the serum?
どうやら新選組から知らされていたようだね。
I know everything, Father. I know about your experiments with the water of life and the Furies on the Shinsengumi. Wait. Something felt off. Since everyone had already known about it in the Shinsengumi, it wasn't like he was even trying to keep it secret. So what was it then? What other secrets could he be hiding?
お前は風間様とも会ったそうだね。
How did he know who Kazuma was?
あの方から随分と叱られてしまったよ。お前が鬼の一族であることをなぜ知らせていないんだと。
Father, what did you just say?
お前が鬼の一族、鬼だということだよ。許しておくれ。すべての準備が整うまでお前には秘密にしておくつもりだったんだ。今お前がどれほど混乱しているかわかるつもりだ。ほら、こんなことが新選組に知られたら大変なことになるだろう。だから秘密にしておいたんだよ。詳しいことはおいおい話して聞かせよう。さあ、一緒に行こう。これからは父さんがずっと一緒だからね。
How about no?
Father reached his hand for mine, but I could only stare at it. I just couldn't bring myself to grab it. My gut just wouldn't quit. Something felt off. Was this man really my father? I couldn't place...
Whoa, my monitor just like shut off for a hot second.
I couldn't place exactly what seemed wrong to me, and I sort of froze in place, unable to move. Then I'd forced myself to step backwards, and then a tingle crept down my back. I rushed to turn around when I saw him.
なるほど。そういうわけでしたか。
Oh, hey. At least somebody's here to help us.
Sanan? Behind me stood Sanan. Although the day was coming to an end, the sun was still out, and Sanan smiled at me faintly before turning to speak with my father.
もう君は三男君か。久しぶりだ。
本当にお久しぶりです。ですが、親子の再会に水を差すつもりはなかったんですよ。
いやいや、こんな時だからね。仕方がなかったのだろう。ところで、まだ夕方だというのに、外に出てきて大丈夫なのかね。羅刹の身には辛いだろう。
They sure are chummy.
ご心配には及びませんよ。これでも多少は改良されていますから。
The subtle tension in their conversation grew as their forced politeness gave way to smarminess. They were observing one another. Carefully, I inched myself toward Sanan. Sanan, why did you come here?
夜な夜なネズミが伏見奉行所を嗅ぎ回っていたのでね、ずっと見張っていたのです。そしてネズミの逃げ込む先を突き止めようとして返り血をたくさん浴びるような目にも遭いました。
Then I'd suddenly recalled the sight of Sanan being drenched in blood and gore. So, all the blood on your clothing.
まあ、君を守るためとでも言っておきましょうか。
That doesn't exactly make me feel better, but okay. Cool.
行動さんもそこの彼も本当に雪村くんを狙っていたのですね。
Finally, I realized what I was struck with the feeling of unease as my father was speaking. Father, so all this time you knew about me and you just watched? Wait, you said Kaoru is a boy? You said boy, but Kaoru is a girl. I looked at Sanan thinking he'd made some mistake.
あなたは本当に騙されやすい。そういうところが良いところではありますが。
He smiled without condescension. So, wait, then she's a boy? I rushed to look at Kaoru and she, or should I say he, smiled maliciously towards me.
男の人なんて他人行儀はよしてほしいな。俺も行動おじさんと同じでお前を迎えに来たんだから。
Help!
だって俺はお前と血を分けた双子の兄なんだよ。
How were you wearing that under the fucking kimono, kid? Shrug! Yeah, that is some serious fucking costume change skills. What the hell? Also, the way it's described here makes it sound like a fucking magic trick. In a flash. Huh. Yeah, he's a boy. Yay.
顔が似てると言われたとき、何も感じなかったのかい？俺は会えなかった十何年もの空白がその一言で埋まるほど嬉しかったのに。
True, our face and physical attributes resembled one another, but I still couldn't believe it. Wait, how do I know this is for real? Father?
本当のことなんだよ。お前に預けてある子たち、小通連を見せてごらん。それこそ鬼の一族である雪村家の、それも本家の血を引く者の証。
そしてこれが俺の持つ大通連。よく見てみろ。お前の持つ小通連と対になっているのがわかるだろう。この2本の刀は雪村本家に代々伝わってきた。
I don't know why they called it a kodachi.
雪村家の一人。そしてお前の兄なんだ。
Not sure why they called it a kodachi because I think Kaoru has, I'm assuming either the wakizashi or the katana. Chizuru has the smaller sword, anyway. Whatever.
そんな俺をネズミ呼ばわりなんて三男さもひどいよね。
Nope, seems pretty accurate to me.
どっちかというと兄と妹の対面を邪魔しているお前の方こそネズミイカの存在だと思うけど。ああ、ネズミイカじゃなくてまがいものの羅刹だったか。
Kaoru, shut your damn mouth.
Kaoru attempted to provoke Sanan with his vicious words, but Sanan was prepared.
あなたは雪村君に顔が似ていますから、彼女の血族かとは思っていましたが、兄とは気づきませんでした。ネズミと評されたことで腹を立て、私を羅刹と蔑んで気を晴らしたいのですか？
Sanan's over here like, you have to get up pretty early in the morning to insult me, boy.
残念ですが、私にとって羅刹とは蔑みになりません。むしろ誇らしく思っていますから。
痩せ我慢ほどほどにしろよ。
That's right. When it came to snide remarks, no one was more skilled in this than Sanan. And it seemed the more Kaoru grew agitated, the more calm Sanan became. With cold eyes, he glared at my father.
それよりも、せっかくの再会ですから、行動さんに聞きたいことがあります。
That's the joy of Hakuoki. You don't necessarily need context to be sucked in, apparently. They also restate a lot of things in every scene, so you can kind of pick up what's going on fairly fast.
なんだろうか。
5年前、何もかも放り出して、新選組から姿を消したのはなぜですか？
Father stroked his chin for a second, offering his answer at his own pace.
理由だけなら簡単だ。新選組での基礎実験が終了し、もっと大きな実験をするためだよ。西国で資金を出してくれる人がいてね、そちらを頼ったというわけだ。
Wow! I didn't think he could get worse, but he got worse. You greedy motherfucker. Please fuck all the way off forever, Kono.
つまり、私たちの実験結果が売られたと。
Sanan, murder him. Messily, if you please.
所詮、幕府も老子組のことは、羅刹の実験ぐらいにしか思っていなかったということだ。
The indifference in my father's voice was unbelievably frustrating. He showed no remorse. What? That cannot be excused. How could you ever think that was okay?
良いも悪いも吐いて捨てるだけの浪人だ。実験に使われる方が世の役に立った。
What the fuck? Nah. I hate him so much. He's literally the worst.
Father, I can never come to forgive you. Father acknowledged the rage in my voice, but instead of talking to me, he continued with Sanan.
三男君もやはり私が許せないかね。
Seriously, it's like every route he is somehow worse than the last, but in a different way. If you roll them all together and assume all of them are somehow canon and true, he is truly the worst piece of shit.
私の気持ちは彼女がすべて代弁してくれました。
His support gave me so much confidence, knowing that for the first time he'd agreed with me. This seemed to have taken Father aback by surprise, but he grinned nonetheless.
ただで許してくれとは言わない。
No, what you're literally asking for is a sword in the throat.
三男君、羅刹の症状を治せると言ったらどうするかね。
とても魅力的な話ですが、その代償は何ですか？
君は話が早くて助かる。娘をこちらに渡してもらおう。
How about nah, dude?
Father spoke with no expression on his face, and Sanan closed his eyes, sighing.
新選組の局中法度の一つに勝手に訴訟を取り扱うことかなわずとあります。総長の私が自ら法度を破るわけにはいきませんね。
それは交渉決裂と受け取ってもいいのかね。
The tone of Father's voice dropped. Then, right after,
甘いんだよ、おじさんも三男も。
Oh boy.
Kaoru shrieked wildly, lunging his sword as he charged at Sanan.
羅刹の身となったとはいえ、新選組総長三男圭介を甘く見てもらっては困ります。
Hey. And yeah, fucking Kaoru.
He did a protect!
Also, gosh, we're so small.
たかが羅刹が、まがいものが生きがるなよ。
まがいもの呼ばわりは困りますが、羅刹と呼ばれるのは悪くありません。
Confidence radiated from Sannan's voice as he shot down Kaoru's attempt at provocation. It was as if he were proud to carry the burden of the Shinsengumi.
雪村君、私から離れないでくださいね。
Okay. I leaned into Sanan, who pulled me close to him as I nodded firmly.
三男、俺の妹から手を離せ。
新選組が彼女を守ると決めました。総長である私は全力で守ります。
離せと言ってるだろう。
いいえ、離しません。
As Sanan swung with his whole weight behind his sword, Kaoru's blade met with his and produced a gleaming flash between them. Kaoru, perhaps taken by surprise in seeing Sanan's strength, backed away slowly from him.
どうでしょう。この辺りで引いてはもらえませんか。
Sanan over here like, counter offer. You both fuck off right now and I won't kill you.
随分と余裕じゃないか。まさか本気で俺に勝てると思ってる。おじさん、こいつのこと本気でやっちゃっていいかな。結構頭にきてるんだよね。生意気なんだよ、沖田もこいつも。
いや、彼は羅刹の成功例だ。もう少し様子を見てみたい。
Ew.
Sanan listened to them speak about him, and I watched as his face grew more irate.
手を抜いていたというのですか。私も随分と低く見られたものですね。では、本気の鬼の力とやらを見せてもらいましょうか。
No. If Sanan and Kaoru were to use their true strength, then blood would be undoubtedly spilled. Father, please stop! Kaoru, I mean, you too! I have no intention to leave with you, Father. So please, no more fighting. Kaoru listened to my wishes, watching me speak with surprise.
Or something. I read the line however I fucking wanted.
そんな、何を言ってるんだ。俺たちがようやく迎えに来たんだよ。
Yeah, but we didn't want to leave with you.
なんで一緒に帰ってくれないの？
'Cause you're crazy?
Then something seemed to enter his mind, and suddenly his demeanor changed.
なるほど。そうなんだ。そいつや沖田に騙されてるんだね。
No? Someone get this boy some therapy.
ほら、今から兄さんがお前を助け出して。
Like, immediately.
薫君、今日のところは引き上げよう。突然のことで冷静な判断ができていないようだ。
Aw, gee, thanks. That's really nice of you.
To my complete surprise, it was father who stopped Kaoru from making a final charge.
待ってよ、おじさん。今ならすぐに。
薫君、帰ろう。いいね。
Kaoru was peeved by this order, and it seemed at any second he could snap to father, but... Finally, he sheathed his sword, never removing his glare towards us. Father, however, was unfazed by his petulant display, and he calmly spoke to Sanan.
三男君、君はさらなる羅刹の進化を私と研究してみたくはないかね。
No?
羅刹をそこまで改良した君ならわかるだろう。もっと大きな力が手に入るかもしれないのだよ。
Sanan lightly shook his head. No reaction came from father, though. He simply stared back at Sanan, fixing his gaze. The two looked at one another, implicitly realizing how different the two of them were in their paths. Finally, the silence was broken by Sanan, who had one more question for father.
一つ聞かせてください。羅刹に未来はあるのですか？
You don't want to know the answer to that.
さあ、それは君次第かもしれない。では、三男君、また会う時までに考えておいてくれ。良い返事を期待しているよ。
Father smiled peacefully, then turning to face me.
それじゃあ、また迎えに行くよ。
Ugh.
Then I saw the same smile from him as he'd shown me when he left me alone in Edo. He beckoned Kaoru to follow him, the latter still fuming to himself, and they departed. I made no attempt to see where they went. Father, after all this time I found you. Why did it have to be like this? I truly believed that you were a good doctor, Father. One who worked to help others. I thought that you'd be the one to help the Shinsengumi in a time like this. Sorrow and rage began to overwhelm me, and my eyes burned from how badly I wanted to cry. I felt tears welling up. Then Sanan spoke up.
彼の言葉を信じるならば、また会えるはずです。その時にもう一度聞いてみてはどうですか。あなたがそう望むなら、私が手を貸します。
Really, Sanan?
私も行動さんともう一度話したいと思っていますから。
With each thing Sanan had said, I found myself nodding over and over again. It came to a point that Sanan gave an uneasy laugh as he tried to stop me.
雪村君、さあ皆のところに戻りましょう。心配しているはずです。
Okay. Sanan and I left for Yodo, where we'd expected the Shinsengumi would be waiting for us.
Whew. I feel like we shouldn't have too much left to go in this, because we've made all the decisions of the chapter, I think. Yeah, we've made all the decisions of the chapter some time ago, so we should be close to finishing. There we go.
However, as we drew closer to the fortress, we'd noticed a major change. The Satsuma Choshu troops had displayed the gold brocade flag there, which was an official symbol reserved for the true Imperial Army. This changed the face of the war totally. Both the Tosa and Saga domains were in the west of the country. Both of them, too, allied with the Satsuma Choshu in their fight against the shogunate. Domains who had previously stayed on the fence or remained neutral began to support the Imperial Army. The Owari and Yodo domains, longtime allies of the shogunate, had also defected to join the growing forces in the Satsuma Choshu side. Before we knew it, we were alone in our fight, and the shogunate army was forced to retreat. However, the biggest problem within the shogunate army itself
Was within the shogunate army, not the shogunate army, as this typo points out. Ah, the editing in these final chapters.
When the news of the Satsuma Choshu troop becoming the official Imperial Army hit, it most affected our Supreme Commander, Lord Yoshinobu Tokugawa. I'd heard that when he was told, he escaped Osaka Castle and fled immediately on a ship to Edo. Fearing a treasonous uprising and a possible threat to his life, he hid in Edo for protection. Because of the loss of their leader, the Shinsengumi couldn't keep Osaka Castle as their stronghold. When Sanan and I reunited with the Shinsengumi in Osaka Castle, we were informed of all of this. It was already decided, however, that the Shinsengumi was ordered to retreat for Edo too. I'm sure the decision was difficult for Hijikata. After boarding our ship for Edo, I was told that Yamazaki was in critical condition. Since I was the only medic aboard the ship that could tend to the wounded, I watched over Yamazaki. His injury, however, had gotten far worse than I could give him treatment for.
Yukimura-kun.
Why? Yes, I'm here. What's the matter? Are you in pain?
Sanan 総長に相談したいことがある。呼んできてくれるか。
For him to ask for Sanan of all people in his condition meant... Oh no. I wouldn't recommend it. Are you sure? I scurried out of the room, rushing to find Sanan so that I could honor Yamazaki's wishes. I wasn't sure at all if this was the right thing to do, but if this was Yamazaki's final wish, I can do nothing but honor it. If anything, this frantic desire to help was what pushed me to call Sanan. Sanan, who'd gone to fetch a vial of the water of life, entered Yamazaki's room soon after.
Yamazaki-kun, 私がわかりますか? Yamazaki-kun!
Yamazaki, Sanan's here. Yamazaki? Yamazaki! Yamazaki, whose breathing was strained and staggered only moments ago, was very quiet. Yamazaki, please open your eyes! He'd looked like he'd fallen asleep. Instinctively, I checked for his pulse. After a moment, I shook my head at Sanan.
Ouch! 落ち水といえども、死者を蘇らす力はありません。もっと早く分かっていれば。
Yamazaki was just asking for you a second ago.
きっと死期を悟った時にあの薬を飲む決心がついたのでしょう。
Yamazaki. No matter how many times his name left my mouth, his eyes remained shut. It was a quiet end for him, at least. Like he's sleeping. The Shinsengumi lost many close friends in this war. I, too, lost both Inoue and Yamazaki, who'd both died right in front of me. As the night passed, I tossed and turned in my futon, unable to sleep with the thoughts of my dead friends haunting me. I headed for the deck to get some fresh air. Oh. I stopped myself, seeing someone I didn't expect to see.
あなたも眠れないようですね。
Really? We didn't expect to see him at night? Okay, Chizuru.
Yes, I mean, what with Yamazaki passing and all. You too, Sanan?
確かに彼のことが心に引っかかってはいますが、私は羅刹ですからね。普通に目が覚めているのですよ。
Oh, you're right, huh?
Okay, that's fair. Technically, he's dead.
Over the past few days, I had spent most of my time with Sanan while the sun was still out, so it sort of slipped my mind. Sanan quietly fixed his gaze toward the stars.
また仲間が死んでしまいました。井上さんも山崎君も。私がそばにいれば死なずに済んだのかもしれません。私が至らなかったばかりに二人は。
Watching Sanan so distressed in front of me gave me the same feeling of dread as when I'd seen Yamazaki die before my very eyes. I feel like I understand where you're coming from, Sanan. Usually, I'm against using the serum. But for those who wish to keep their lives, for those with life still left to live, that serum, the water of life, it could just be someone's last hope. Or at least, that's what I think now.
ありがとう、雪村君。新選組はこの先も戦い続けるでしょう。 私はもう仲間が死んでいくのを見たくはないんです。あなたは嫌がるかもしれませんが、私は新選組のために落ち水の研究を続けます。
My heart tells me I should stop him, but I can't. I don't think I'll ever be able to change the way I feel about it, no matter how much time passes.
さあ、あなたはもう中にお入りなさい。
Please, let me be out here with you for just a moment longer, Sanan. And I want to see what comes next with you, Sanan.
いいですよ。あなたの気が済むまで。
Sanan smiled kindly, a smile I hadn't seen in a very long time, and I nodded to him.
As my cat tries to break out of the room.
I will continue beside Sanan for as long as he lets me, even after we return to Edo.
Yeah, roll hello, Percy.
This is the vow I made to myself.
Oh boy. We did it! We finished! Well, that's this half. We still got Edo Blossoms to get through to actually finish everything. Yeah. So, right. So, for those who have not been watching these streams, they are split into two halves. The original Hakuoki game for PSP, way the fuck back in the day, was one game, a much shorter game with far fewer bachelors. These games, Hakuoki Kyoto Winds and Edo Blossoms, are two halves of one whole. The remake added, it doubled the route and added a whole bunch of scenes, so they had to split it into two games. So the first half of the story is in Kyoto Winds, this game here. The second half of the story is in Edo Blossoms. And admittedly, the vast majority of Kyoto Winds is honestly just the common route with slight deviations. That's why we sort of skip a lot of it. Edo Blossoms is the one where the routes truly kind of break into their own respective stories. Blah blah, this part is normal. Does Sanan have DLC? That's a good question. Yeah, Edo is when they crack open a big old cask of Grimdark. That's a way to put it. Let's see. Let's see. Oh my fucking god, these achievements. Sanan bread and curry, huh? I hate it. Huh. Nope. No DLC for Sanan here. There is going to be one for Nagakura, though. let's go take a look at what we got. Ta-da! Really not that many. He has considerably fewer compared to a lot of the other guys. And then there's poor Yamazaki, who really got the short shrift. Jeez. You can tell who the original bachelors were because they have way more CGs. Yeah, apparently. No, actually, he has fewer than Sakamoto. It looks like all the truly, like, the new original guys have the same number of CGs, and then poor Yamazaki got, like, 6. And Sanan got a whole 7, not counting the variations, of course. Nagakura didn't make out too bad. Although technically it's kind of cheating because one of his came from the common route, so whatever. Which is also true of Sanan because this one is from the common route. The murdery one. So yeah, that's what we got. We also have barking dogs. I don't know why they're barking. They just are barking. But we finished up Kyoto Wins, so hooray. I think given my goodness, there's so much barking. 1 second. Okay. I think given we finished up the Kyoto Winds route, we will maybe do 7 Scarlet tomorrow. Since we're still in the midst of a route there. And then next weekend we can fire up Edo Blossoms and get rolling on that with Sanan's stuff. I have a feeling if we do 7 Scarlet tomorrow, we might also finish Hino's route. Because there aren't that many choices left in that one either. So we'll see how we do. But thank you for joining me, friends. It's always a delightful time, even when even when we have Kodo and Kaoru on screen for an absurdly large amount of time. So much hate. But at least we can hate them together. Rest well if it is late for you. Have a great day if it is early for you. I will see you all next time. Bye!